Every person you allow into your life will leave something behind. Some will leave wisdom. Some will leave courage. Others will quietly leave scars that take years to heal. Niccolò Machiavelli spent his life studying power, deception, and human nature. He understood a truth most people learn too late. The greatest danger is rarely your enemy. It's the person you trusted without question. Today you'll discover the 5 types of people who slowly destroy your peace, your confidence, and your future, often without you realizing it. The dangerous people in life never introduce themselves as dangerous. They don't wear warning signs. They don't announce bad intentions. They arrive as friends, partners, co-workers, sometimes even family. By the time you recognize who they really are, they've already taken something valuable from you. Your confidence, your time, or your peace of mind. Why do intelligent people still trust the wrong person? Because emotions often speak louder than judgment. We believe kindness guarantees loyalty. We mistake attention for love. We confuse charm with character. Machiavelli believed that if you judge people only by their words, you give them complete control over your decisions. Wise people observe actions, not promises. The first person who can ruin your life is the user. This person appears only when they need something. Your advice, your money, your connections, your time. But when your world begins to fall apart, they disappear without a trace. Machiavelli warned that relationships built only on usefulness end the moment your usefulness ends. Don't confuse generosity with surrender. Helping people is noble. Allowing yourself to be used is not. A healthy relationship flows in both directions. Respect, effort, loyalty. If you're always the one giving, and they're always the one taking, you're not building a friendship. You're feeding a habit. The second person who can quietly ruin your life is the constant victim. Nothing is ever their fault. Every failure has an excuse. Every problem has someone else to blame. At first, you feel sympathy. Then you begin carrying burdens that were never yours. Machiavelli believed that people who refuse responsibility eventually place that responsibility on someone else. And if you're not careful, that someone becomes you. Compassion is a beautiful quality. But compassion without boundaries becomes self-destruction. Some people don't want solutions. They only want someone willing to suffer beside them. Every conversation leaves you exhausted. Every visit steals your peace. They drain your emotional strength, then ask for even more. Never confuse rescuing someone with sacrificing yourself. The third person is the most difficult to recognize. The jealous friend. They celebrate your success, but only with their words. Inside, every achievement you make reminds them of what they haven't accomplished. They don't attack you directly. They discourage your dreams. They make small jokes. They quietly plant doubt inside your mind. And over time, your confidence begins to disappear. Envy rarely announces itself. It hides behind compliments, behind fake encouragement, behind polite smiles. Machiavelli warned that people often pretend to support the powerful until they have the opportunity to weaken them. Pay attention to those who become uncomfortable every time your life begins to improve. One of the hardest lessons in life is accepting that not everyone deserves unlimited access to you. Protecting your peace isn't selfish. Protecting your future isn't cruel. Every person you keep close influences the person you become. Choose wisely, because the wrong company doesn't destroy your life overnight. It destroys it one small decision at a time. The fourth person doesn't use force. They use your emotions. They know exactly what to say, exactly when to disappear, exactly when to return. They make you question yourself. They make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. They slowly convince you that your kindness belongs to them. Machiavelli understood that the easiest person to control is the one who never realizes they're being controlled. Manipulation rarely begins with commands. It begins with guilt. If you cared about me, after everything I've done for you, you're the only person I have. Little by little, they stop asking. They begin controlling. They don't steal your freedom overnight. They borrow it. One decision at a time. The moment you recognize manipulation, its power begins to disappear. That's why manipulators fear one thing above all else: awareness. Because a person who can clearly see the truth becomes much harder to control. Never be afraid to ask yourself, am I making this choice because I truly want to? Or because someone trained me to feel guilty if I don't? The fifth person may never insult you. They may never manipulate you. They may even call themselves your friend. But every time you dream bigger, they remind you to stay comfortable. Don't work so hard. Why are you changing? You're doing too much. They don't hate your success. They hate the idea that your success will expose their excuses. Comfort is attractive. That's why it becomes dangerous. The people who refuse to grow often become uncomfortable watching others grow. They won't always stop you with criticism. Sometimes, they'll stop you with comfort. They'll convince you there's no reason to climb, because staying exactly where you are feels easier. But easy roads rarely lead to extraordinary lives. Now you understand. The user, the constant victim, the jealous friend, the manipulator, the comfortable failure. None of them appeared dangerous in the beginning. That's exactly why they were dangerous. Evil rarely announces itself. It often arrives, wearing a smile. You can't control who enters your life, but you can decide who stays. Every boundary you set protects your future. Every unhealthy relationship you leave creates space for healthier ones to enter. The right people don't compete with your growth. They celebrate it. They don't manipulate your emotions. They respect your boundaries. They don't drain your energy. They inspire it. The quality of your life will always reflect the quality of the people closest to you. Machiavelli never taught people to become cruel. He taught them to become aware, to understand human nature before human nature understands them. Wisdom isn't becoming suspicious of everyone. Wisdom is learning who deserves your trust and who only deserves your distance. Sometimes, the greatest decision you'll ever make isn't choosing the right path. It's choosing the right people to walk that path with. Because one loyal friend is worth more than 100 fake supporters. And one toxic person can destroy what took years to build. The question is, who is walking beside you today? Life gives everyone warnings, but most people don't recognize them until it's too late. The lies become normal. The manipulation feels familiar. The disrespect becomes expected. Then one day, you wake up and realize you've become someone you never wanted to be. Not because you lack potential, but because you stayed around people who slowly stole it from you. Peace isn't something you find. It's something you protect. Every boundary you refuse to set becomes an invitation for someone else to cross it. The strongest people aren't heartless. They simply understand that protecting their peace allows them to become stronger for the people who truly deserve them. Many people chase popularity. Wise people chase loyalty. 100 fake friends cannot replace one person who tells you the truth, protects your name when you're absent, and celebrates your victories without envy. Loyalty has become rare, which is exactly why it has become priceless. Time always removes the mask. Some people pretend for weeks. Others pretend for years. But eventually, character speaks louder than words. That's why Machiavelli believed observation is more valuable than blind trust. Listen less to promises. Watch more carefully how people live. The day you stop seeking everyone's approval, manipulation begins losing its power. The day you learn to say no without guilt, you become dangerous to those who depended on controlling you. Freedom often begins with one honest word. Show me the people you spend the most time with, and I'll show you the direction your life is heading. Energy spreads. Habits spread. Belief spread. Success spreads. Failure spreads. Choose your circle as carefully as you choose your dreams. Machiavelli never said to fear everyone. He said to understand everyone. Because understanding human nature is one of the greatest forms of protection. The better you understand people, the less likely you are to become their victim. Every difficult lesson, every betrayal, every disappointment can either make you bitter or make you wiser. The decision has always been yours. Pain is unavoidable. Remaining the same because of it is not. Looking back, you finally understand. Some people entered your life not to stay, but to teach you. They taught you the value of boundaries, the importance of wisdom, and the price of ignoring red flags. Those lessons became the foundation of your strength. Not everyone you lose is a loss. Sometimes distance is protection. Sometimes goodbye is wisdom. And sometimes walking away is the bravest decision you'll ever make. Machiavelli understood that your future is shaped not only by the choices you make, but also by the people you allow to influence those choices. So protect your peace. Guard your character. Choose your circle carefully. Because one wise decision about who stays in your life can change the course of your entire future. Every great climb begins with one wise decision. If you want to master human psychology, philosophy, discipline, and the hidden laws of human nature, subscribe to The Inner Climb. Keep climbing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.